Hey everybody, Texas Danny coming to you from Saturday night, March the 4th, 2023. It's about 7:30 p.m. here in the Pizza Parlor in North Texas. Um, Kind of a reminder to everybody who may not be too familiar with my channel or my has looked at some confusion with my videos and that kind of thing when I explain things. Um, I'm one of the people who's quantum affected, Mandela affected, right, on the face of the earth. And our changes right now are pronounced and distinct. Um, Now, I'll give you an idea of my orientation, if you will. Uh, Previously in life, which I believe that may have very well ended for me, right, on another version of Earth, okay, which was 80,000 light years from the galactic core, in a much larger Earth, a much physically larger Earth than this Earth here is right now. One thing that's very difficult to reconcile, as far as I can tell, gravity is the same. I can't tell any difference in gravity. However, I can tell you my anatomy is different. My memory, personality, ego, spirit, mind, any kind of attribute you want to give to a human person, right, uh, has been in essence transferred in time and space to a different location, possibly, or not. This may be the very, very same Earth, and the Earth itself has transformed, has changed, has been adapted or terraformed, or anything you can think of right now. Our quantum changes to the physical Earth, though, are in many ways really pronounced. And that is that I had a certain model in life that I knew, okay? I knew what the Earth looked like where I was from, okay? I was very familiar with it. And I come here into this place, whatever this place is, or this place has changed to whatever it is now, okay? And the differences are very clear and very apparent. This is a distinctly smaller Earth. We had an ice cap at the very top called Arctica, and this would have completely covered Svalbard and many parts of northern Russia and Alaska and northern Canada. It basically was a very, very large ice cap on the top of the Earth. Okay, this is gone now. And Greenland, which existed where I was, but was Greenland was several hundred miles further south. It's not anymore. It's much further north now. Okay, now it's still covered with ice and glaciers and that kind of thing like that, but it's losing its ice mass extremely quickly, and I think that's part of let us say, the formula of the place. Now, as we are changing, being modified, adapted, whatever you can attribute to it, this change is sudden and it's dramatic. In nighttime, many changes can happen. The equivalent of thousands of years could have gone by in changes. Okay, now I believe that the current present Earth, the residents here, see the Earth in terms of the present. Okay, they see the Earth in day by day present circumstances, and that is the picture that they see. That is it's like somebody who sees a very clear photograph, an exquisitely clear, precise, pronounced photograph. And that is the picture that they get every given day in the present tense. We who have been transferred or quantum affected are riding a quantum wave. We are not in our old position that we were in before. We have changed, we have been transferred, modified, delivered, taken, whatever. But the Earth, in its changes, uh, seems to reconstitute itself towards looking ever more and more like the old Earth looked. Okay, now that is going from one model, and like if you were to shake the whole thing up, toss it up in the air, and for it to come back down, and you wanted it to be back in form as much as possible to what it originally was. And the Earth does that, right, on a constant basis. The Earth tries to keep and retain its form. Our Earth was very similar, very physically similar, but had distinct uh, 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 traces that are very, very easy for us to see. For example, South America was much, much further to the west than it is here. Okay, the Mediterranean was larger, the Caspian, the Black Sea was larger, the Baltic, even with the ice caps. Antarctica also was much larger, with some of its peninsulas headed out towards the southern tip of Africa, rather than more towards South America as they are now. Now, all the changes that are happening to the mountain ranges and that kind of thing like that are far, far beyond any normal change can happen to physical terrain in a human lifetime. It is not possible for, I would say, easily 20 generations to see these changes. No, 20 generations could not see these changes at all. Okay, it would take 200 generations, easy, and that's bottom line, the bare minimum, 200 generations, full human generations, and that is a very, very conservative estimate. Just a couple of hundred generations, but a lot further than that, probably, much more. Okay, as these changes are taking place, some of them are becoming, to my mind, apparent. In other words, predictable. Okay? They're following a format, a planned format. They look mechanized. They look like a device, a construct, a formation, something that has been made and is a machine. Okay, you can take any inference you want from that, but that's what's happening now. On Earth, what I do is I watch the changes happen, and they flow into each other, they form into each other, kind of like a flow, one pattern into another pattern. And it takes a long time for me to see these things, and indeed, names of towns and city municipalities and country places, state reservations, you name it, it changes. So there's an inference of time changes, of a timeline change. Okay, that at least happens. That's in demonstration. These changes are continuing, and they're happening very fast. There's a pattern here. Okay, now I have some confidence that the pattern has kept in what I've anticipated, but I've been surprised as well. In some areas, I've been very surprised. For example, the Florida Keys and some other areas. But right now, with Europe, with the Mediterranean Sea on the southern flank of Europe, Spain, France, Italy, Greece, trace the European part of Turkey. Turkey itself is under tremendous changes right now, tremendous changes. But so is the Mediterranean, the Caspian Sea, the Black Sea. Iran and Afghanistan have amazing time flows to their geography. Again, I've also seen printed material change. Printed material change. Okay, these change in a kind of rough pattern flows with the changes that are happening now. Again, I can't predict all the changes as they come out. I get surprised. But a lot of times I'm fairly correct in what I'm assuming is going to happen. There is, in my view, definitely, without a doubt, a plan here. I'll play it. I'll leave you with that right now. Texas Danny out.